Goodbye YouTube, and to make up for yesterday's very stupid and unprofessional video, I decided to upload today. Now, I do want to apologize for the video that I uploaded yesterday. Looking back at it, I was in the wrong. I had no reason to act the way I acted in the narration and the way I did when he challenged me to a battle, because I could have taken what he said in the wrong way, and maybe he didn't mean it that way, being rude and all that. So I do want to apologize for that very stupid and unprofessional video. Unfortunately, what is done, and a good bit of you had already seen the video, so hopefully you guys can forgive me for that video. I promise you that stuff like that will never ever be uploaded to my channel again. For those of you who don't want to forgive me and might just unsubscribe after this video, then that's fine by me. I completely understand. For those of you who will still stick with me, I do want to thank you, and I hope you guys will continue to enjoy my future videos. But yeah, as I said, what's done is done, and there's nothing I can do about it. But apologize, and if you want to accept it, then thank you. If not, then that's fine. But anyways, right into the team preview. As you can see, I am using the Why Not team, which I used in my previous upload, not counting yesterday's upload. But for my opponent, potential threats are going to be the Absol and the Braviary. Also, Amoongus might be a bit annoying to deal with, but then again, I do have Charizard and I do have Gardevoir, which should be able to handle it, what the hell, and possibly KO it. But then again, he does have the Absol for my Gardevoir, so my Charizard might be the main way I'm going to be able to get rid of Amoongus. But then again, he can always just bring in Wartortle, so I definitely have to play around those carefully. But what I'm hoping to do is possibly catch the Machoke, Amoongus, or Wartortle with my Wynot and allow either my Gorbis or my Linoon to set up, depending on whichever I trap. Probably my Linoon, just because I'm not too sure if a +2 Ice Beam is going to be able to OHKO a max special defense, max HP Amoongus. So knowing that he's more than likely just going to be leading off with the Sudowoodo, what I'm going to do is actually lead off with my Armaldo, because he's just more than likely going to want to get up the rock. Sorry, I had to stop for a second. But yeah, anyways, I have something that I want to talk about at the end of the video, guys, so please stick around for that. Now, he does lead off with the Sudowoodo, and honestly, me getting up rocks right now are not a priority, because the only thing that's really going to be hurt by them is going to be the Braviary, which doesn't seem to be that big of an issue to me at the moment. So the following turn, what I'm going to do is actually go for the Rapid Spin, just to spin the rocks away, because what I want to do next turn is actually switch into my Charizard, predicting him to go for the Stealth Rocks. But then he goes for the Wood Hammer, which has me thinking that maybe he isn't carrying Stone Edge, and when I clicked in my Charizard, I facepalmed extremely hard, because I was like, fuck, he's gonna go for the Stone Edge now. But luckily for me, that isn't the case, and he actually ends up switching out into the Machoke. Now, because he is going to be fearing the Air Slash, he's going to pull a switch out into the Wartortle. Now, judging for how much damage that did, I know he's more than likely going to be max defense, max HP, so I can keep that in mind for the remainder of the battle, as I'm going to make a safe switch out into my Gardevoir. Now, I am Extra Belt with my Charizard, but I didn't want to risk the fact that maybe a Hidden Power Grass with an OHKO. On hindsight, I should have just stayed in, seeing a Scald might have not been able to finish me off. So I do switch in Gardevoir as he goes for the Scald. This turn, thinking that he will bring in the Absol, seeing as this was a perfect moment for him to Pursuit Trap me, I'm actually going to pull a double switch out into my Armaldo, but he actually makes a even smarter play, bringing in the Amoongus, thinking that I will go for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting the Absol, which was a great play on his part, as I said, because now what I'm going to do is actually go for the rocks and be forced to leave in my Armaldo basically a sleep fodder. But he ends up going for the Giga Drain. I guess maybe he's predicting me to bring in my Why Not, and he doesn't want to get Encored into the Spore, which is a good play on his part, as I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide as he switches into the Sudowoodo, get off a decent chunk of damage, because now I can get the Toxic damage really racking up on it, and this is why I did go for the Toxic, on the off chance that maybe I can't kill the Sudowoodo with my Charizard or my Gorbis. I can just wear it down slowly with Rock Slides and maybe Psychics from my Gardevoir. So I keep going for that. I actually end up getting a flinch, I believe. Not too sure how crucial that was, because I mean, I would have just I would have Rapid Spun eventually, and I go for another Rock Slide and he misses Stone Edge again. But honestly, the Stone Edge miss, in my opinion, is not going to matter for the remainder of the battle, although it does suck, because even if I did lose my Armaldo, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, I suppose, as he's going to bring in the Machoke, and honestly, I have no idea what Machoke does. So what I'm going to try to do is actually go for the Toxic, just to see what he wants to do, and that way I will be able to rack up residual damage on the Machoke as he goes for the Dynamic Punch. Now, this is where the Stone Edge miss might have mattered, because he could have actually knocked me out, but then again, this would have given me a free switch out into my Wynot, as opposed to me having to switch it in on an attack. as he does go for the dynamic punch, and that actually does a bit more than I thought it would, just because I am a psychic type and I do resist dynamic punch. But hey, it's not that big of a deal, as I'm just gonna stay and go for the counter just to see how much damage it would do. Unfortunately for me, I actually hit myself in the confusion, so the fallen turn, thinking that maybe he's just going to go for another payback. What I'm gonna do is actually go for the encore, but then it turns out he actually goes for the rest. So this is even better for me because I can encore him into the rest and then switch into my Gorbis, go for the shell smash, and just OHKO the Machoke. Unfortunately, that isn't the case, and I do hit myself in confusion, but it's fine because now I know he's going to be forced to go for the sleep talk. So what I'm going to do is actually stay in, go for the counter, just because I do not want to go for the sleep talk just yet. What I want to do is actually go for the encore on the second turn of sleep talk. That way, I can encore him into the sleep talk, and when he wakes up, I can get a free switch out into my Gorbis, go for shell smash, knowing that he's going to be forced to either switch out or go for the sleep talk, which is what I'm actually going to do. Switch in my Gorbis, knowing that he's going to sleep talk, and now he can either stay in, go for sleep talk, or he can actually switch out into the Amoonguss. Now, here are some damage calcs, and I actually thought that after shell smash, because I am modest at +2, Ice Beam is actually going to be able to OHKO this Amoonguss after rocks, and at the time I was very scared about the fact that it wouldn't. So what I was going to try to do is just get as much damage off on this Amoonguss as possible, then switch into my Charizard and finish it off with an Air Slash or a Fire Blast. But as I said, to my surprise, the Ice Beam actually does OHKO the Amoonguss, which is just phenomenal because Amoonguss turned out to not be as much of a big issue as possible, as he brings in the Braviary. Even after +2 and he is Scarfed, I'm pretty positive I should be able to outspeed him. So I do go straight for the Ice Beam as I get rid of the Braviary, and as I said, Braviary really wasn't going to be that big of an issue. And he's going to bring in the War Turtle. Now here is what really surprised me. This is Hidden Power Grass, and War Turtle actually takes this. And that's why I love using War Turtle. That thing is fucking powerful. So he goes for the Haze, gets rid of my stat boosts, which is really unfortunate. So I'm gonna go for another Hidden Power Grass. Now, judging for how much damage this Hidden Power Grass did, and Ice Beam might have been able to take him out, but I did just go for the safe play, which is the Hydro Pump to OHKO the Machoke, as he's going to bring in the Absol. And if he had known that the War Turtle could have been able to live an attack, I'm pretty sure he would have brought it in. Then brought in Braviary to go for the Brave Bird. I would have been able to live, and then he could have brought in the Absol to kill me off with a Sucker Punch. And I don't know how much that really would have changed the outcome of the battle, but I know he wouldn't have got swept by the Gorbis. So I'm able to get rid of the Absol after taking the hit, and then the War Turtle does die up to the rock. So yeah, another battle where Gorbis, and why not put in some work. But anyways, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was that on September 19th I will be turning 18 years old, and I believe I'm actually 65 subscribers away from 3K at the time of this narration. So with that said, I would really love if I could reach 3,000 subscribers by my birthday. Although it might not happen, I still want you guys to just continue doing what you're doing, continue liking, commenting, favoriting, showing my videos to other people. Whatever you do to help me out, I really do appreciate it. And even if I don't hit 3K by the time of my birthday, I'm still grateful for everything that I got and everything that you guys do for me. So with that, you know what to do. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I do believe I am out of here. Haha, later.